What's going on? My name is Jason Parks, the Media Captain. Today I'm going to talk about how much money you should spend on advertising. This is a popular question with no black and white answer, so I'm going to dive into all of the critical thinking elements behind this. So if you read a lot of articles and you search for how much should I spend on advertising, it's going to say there are going to be some blanket statements that say spend 5% of your revenue on advertising. So if you do $1 million in revenue, spend $50,000 on advertising. In theory, that sounds great and simple, but of course, your business at $1 million, the profitability levels can be way different. So while it's a good general rule of thumb, not always the best way to proceed from an advertising perspective. So for our agency, we like to start small. A lot of times a $500 monthly budget can give you a lot of data, even if you're a large company. The average cost on Google runs about $3 per click. On Facebook, an average cost per click runs about $1. So for a $500 budget, you can get over 100 clicks, possibly several hundred, and gauge whether or not things are working well. So it doesn't have to be large. You can start small and then scale. We've worked with clients where we started with a $1,000 budget and we have scaled it to $50,000 a month and above that because it's working well. It's very important, and I'm going on to my next subject here within the video, but it's very important to understand distribution versus content creation. So distribution is your ads actually in motion. So your money being spent towards Google and Facebook and Amazon and you actually getting reach. Content creation is when you're paying a marketing agency or you're building a website and there's something being built, but it doesn't mean any eyeballs are actually going on it. So when you're thinking of how much advertising money you should spend, make sure that you're allocating enough for distribution. What I hate to see is a business spend a lot of money on a website and then they have no marketing plan to actually get traffic there. So just save some money for the distribution. When it comes to your budget, you want to analyze the stage of your business. You know, earlier I talked about the 5% revenue rule. Well, what if you don't have any revenue? At that point, again, you want to start small and you can scale. You also want to see from a financial perspective just how things are trending. It doesn't always make sense to spend a bunch of money on advertising. Additionally, you want to analyze the competitiveness. So for a personal injury lawyer, the average cost per click is north of $60, right? So when I'm talking about like maybe start with a $500 budget, that doesn't work for all industries, especially ones that are extremely competitive. Moving on, for a starting threshold, I already hit on this. I would say a good benchmark, anywhere from $300 to $500, you can get some good insight on that. The beauty of working with like an agency or having somebody that has experience is that money is going to go to the right place with the right strategy behind it. So it's very easy to just spend money on Facebook or Google and it kind of get flushed down the toilet with the improper strategy. And of course, you want to choose the proper channels. Google, Facebook, Amazon, those channels account for over 70% of all US advertising spend. That's crazy, right? Over 70%. So you just want to, a lot of people think of, oh, online marketing and a million different channels. Hone in on where the attention's at. For our clients, it's those 3 channels where we really hone in on, and that can lead to success. So again, summarizing everything, selecting an advertising budget is not black and white. There's a lot of critical thinking that goes into it and strategy. If you have any questions or need help solidifying your advertising budget, you can reach out to the Media Captain. Our email, info@themediacaptain.com.